So today we have a lot of different aspects of celebration that come to us through the centuries. When it first happened, I can just imagine how out of sorts those women were. Go to the tomb, it's not there, thunder, lightning, angels, and all that. Could you imagine how confused they were? Believe me, it wasn't like a holy card picture. You know, the angel sits down and everybody says, oh, it's an angel. They must have been scared out of their wits. You could fill in the blank there. Scared out of their wits, didn't know what was going on. They were going to a tomb to anoint the body of Jesus that wasn't yet completely anointed according to the customs of the Jews, because of the speed with which it was taken down from the cross and put into the tomb, because it was the Sabbath. They didn't know how they were going to move the rock. And you know what? There is more than one narrative of this story in the Gospels. That's why today the scapula of this vestment has the four evangelists, because each of the evangelists records it differently. And say, well, why, if they're trying to prove something, why do they record it differently? Because each of the evangelists wrote many years after the event. And what they were relying on is verbal tradition. How did you hear it? How did your sister hear it? How did your mother hear it? How did the people in the neighborhood hear it? And each of the four evangelists gathered their good news gospel. This is not history. This is not biography. This is good news, a specific kind of proclamation. And they wrote it according to their hearts, according to how the Holy Spirit influenced them and gave them the gift of rational composition. So if you read the four evangelists, the story of the resurrection is different in each one of them. No author could capture it. No evangelist could say, this is exactly what happened, and I have proof for it. It didn't happen that way. No one saw the stone rolled back. They saw the stone laying there afterwards, and we hear one gospel in which John and Peter heard from the women, and they took off and they ran to the tomb. And John, the evangelist of that gospel, says, the one whom Jesus loved, talking about himself, looked in and believed.